Okay, we've got a practical question here. We've got a triangle that's drawn here. We're going to try and work out the area by 3 different methods, and hopefully we should be able to find we get similar answers no matter which way we do it. First of all, let's do half base times height. Let's call this the base, and the height has to be measured straight up and down it. So first of all, let's measure the base. The base equals I'll make it about 15.4, I'd say. 15.4 centimeters. And the height I'm getting 6.5. Be careful to measure straight up and down. We need accurate measurements if we hope for this to work out. Okay, so our first area we're going to do is the area of the whole triangle, and we do it by half the base times the height. Equals half times 15.4 times 6.5. You can work it on your calculator. Half is 0.5 times 15.4 times 6.5. Works out to be 50.05 centimeters squared. Okay, what about method 2? Method 2 is that method for finding the area of a triangle where you work out half times 2 sides multiplied together times the sine of the angle between them. So for that we need to know the lengths of 2 sides and the angle between them. We've got one side there. Let's measure this second side. I'll make it 13.5. And I also need to know the angle between those 2 sides. So with my protractor I'm measuring the angle, and I get, got to be really exact here, I get 29 degrees, I think. Yeah, I'd say it's 29 rather than 30 for sure. 29 degrees. Okay, so I want to work out the area, so it's half this side times this side times the sine of the angle between them. Okay, let's try on the calculator. Half 0.5 times 15.4 times 13.5 times the sine of 29. On this calculator I have to go 29, then find the sine of it in degrees, and then press equals to do all the calculations. This time I get 50.39 or 50.40, it'll be rounded off. So you can see we've got a very similar answer to both methods of doing this question. Very slight error, but we're only talking about less than half a square centimetre, and you know a square centimetre is, well, it's about this big. It's a square centimetre, so I think our answers here are pretty close to each other. I'm fairly pleased with that. We're going to use the third method though for finding out the area now, and that is using Heron's formula. And to use Heron's formula, we first of all have to calculate variable S. S is half the perimeter. I'm going to need to know the length of this last side here. thinking that's about 7.4. So I'll work down here. I think in Heron's formula, S is equal to half the perimeter. So it's equal to half of, and we'll work out the perimeter, add the three sides together. S is equal to add those, be careful, so best to do your addition first, work that out and then times it by half. 7.4 plus 13.5 plus 15.4, that works out to be 36.3, and I want to divide it by 2 or times it by 0.5 if you like. So 18.15 is half the perimeter, our value of S. Now if I wanted to work out the area using Heron's formula, it's the square root of S times S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. So that'll be the square root of 18.15 times 18.15 minus 13.5 is one side. 18.15 minus 15.4 is another side, and 18.5 minus 7.4 is the third side. Now it takes several steps to do this on your calculator. It's not one of those ones where you can really do it all in one go. I'm just going to pause the tape and work that out, see if you can have a go at working it on your calculator too. Okay, my answer came out to be 49.95 centimetres squared. Now I reckon our three answers, 50.05, 50.40 and 49.95, are pretty close for the accuracy of what we're doing with. Three methods of working out the area of a triangle, and we've more or less come up with the same area using different methods.